everybody. It's Miss Kelly from church. How are you? I hope you enjoyed your 4th of July celebration. As you're watching this, I am actually up north doing some camping with my family. So I had to pre-record it. So I thought you'd want to see my outfit. But anyways, there's a song coming up, and today's lesson is all about forgiveness. So listen to the song, and then you're going to see a short lesson, and then I'll be back to do a science experiment that illustrates forgiveness for today.
Atoning sacrifice, keeper of this life, hallelujah, you are Savior, beginning and the end, forgiver of my sin, by your mercy, you have saved us. Jesus, you are stronger, more than any other. Hallelujah, what a Savior. Jesus, you are higher, my soul's deepest desire. Hallelujah, you are Savior. You are the shepherd king. You lead us by still waters. Hallelujah. You are Savior. You are my only hope. Your kindness is my friend. In your presence you restore. Jesus, you are stronger, more than any other. Hallelujah, what a Savior. Jesus, you are higher, my soul's deepest desire. Hallelujah, you are Savior. You are the way, the truth and the life. You are my joy and my salvation. You stood in my place, taking my shame upon your shoulders. Jesus, you are stronger, more than any other. Hallelujah, what a Savior. Jesus, you are higher, my soul's deepest desire. Hallelujah, you are Savior. Jesus, you are higher, my soul's
Today's lesson is all about forgiveness. It's called Keep On Forgiving. Do you like sports? What do you think is the most popular sport in the world? Most articles seem to agree that soccer is the most popular sport in the world. We call it soccer in America, but in other parts of the world they call it football. If you're playing or watching soccer, it is very important to know and follow the rules. How many know what this is? Even if you've never seen a soccer game, you could probably figure out that what this dog is holding is called a yellow card. In a soccer game, the referee holds up a yellow card to warn a player for a dangerous or unsportsmanlike play. For example, if a player tries to kick the ball out of the goalie's hands, that's dangerous. The goalie could be hurt, so the referee shows the player a yellow card as a warning not to do it again. If that player makes another dangerous play, the referee shows him the yellow card again, but then he would show him this card. Do you know what that means? The player is out of the game. That is a pretty rough punishment, isn't it? You get one warning and then you're out. In baseball, the batter gets 3 strikes before he's out. In basketball, a player gets 5 or 6 fouls before he is out. The sport of soccer isn't very forgiving, is it? How many times do you think a person should be forgiven for doing something wrong? Once? Twice? 3 times? If you were to ask Jesus how many times you should forgive someone, what do you think he would say? Well, we don't have to guess, because the Bible gives us the answer. One day, Peter asked Jesus, "How many times should I forgive someone who sins against me? Should I forgive him 7 times?" I imagine that Peter thought he was being pretty generous to forgive someone 7 times. I don't know about you, but I think I agree with Peter. To forgive someone 7 times is to be pretty generous. Guess what? Jesus didn't agree. Jesus answered Peter, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. Wow, 70 times 7? That's 490 times. I think that before I got to 490, I would lose count. And you know, I think that's probably what Jesus was trying to get Peter to understand, and what he wants us to understand too. We shouldn't worry about keeping count of how many times we have forgiven someone. We should just keep on forgiving. Isn't that what God does? He doesn't keep count of how many times he has forgiven us. He just keeps on forgiving. All right, I hope you enjoyed that lesson about forgiveness. To further illustrate the point, I'd like to do a science experiment with you. Please do not try this at home. This is only for show and tell purposes right here on this card table, so please don't do this at home. And I have no idea what's going to happen. So if it goes terribly wrong, at least we're not live. Okay, so forgiveness is a lot like what's in this bag. Sometimes people hurt us over and over and over, and it's so hard, as the Bible says, to keep forgiving them. So we harbor a grudge. Adults do this too. It's difficult. But I'm going to show you what happens when we keep all of that inside instead of letting it go and forgiving the person for doing wrong to us. Okay? All right. Here we go. So I have a couple of household items here that I have pre-measured and pre-mixed so that you don't have to do that. And again, do not do this at home. Inside this baggie, we have some vinegar and some water. I'm going to drop this tissue in there that has baking soda in it, and then I'm going to work really fast to close this bag and get out of the way. But my husband, Jamie, is going to zoom in on the bag and show you what happens, okay? Wish me luck. All right, I hope you guys got to see that. It filled and filled and filled, got bigger and bigger and bigger until it totally popped. And that's what happens to us when we don't have a forgiving heart. We harbor that stress inside, it causes illness and disease, and we don't want that to happen. So God will forgive us as many times as it takes. There is no ending to his forgiveness. And we are supposed to live like that too, even when it's difficult. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you next week. Bye!